It's a hard game, I tell you that, and all of a sudden the numbers become gibberish anyway. Because, if you're doing 10,000 views, 10,000 views is a crazy number, but on the world of YouTube, it's not enough. Simon aboard a whole here. Happy Saturday to anybody that is watching this on a Saturday, or happy Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Whatever day you have decided today is the day that it is. Quick bit of housekeeping here. Somebody's computer and editing software may have exploded before he sat down to make this video. So if you do watch it and go, there wasn't a lot of editing in that, Simon, it's because I don't have the power right now, but I'm sorting it as we speak, and it will be done. But it's kind of good because today it's all about the Q&A. Thank you as always for submitting your questions. And we start with Dean, and Dean just said, why are you quitting YouTube? I love questions like this, and it's not like I get these from the comment section. I actually put a question in my community feed saying, hey, ask me some questions. Dean, I am not leaving YouTube. I don't know whether you meant what would it take for me to leave YouTube, because somebody else had mentioned something like that, so maybe you were jumping on the bandwagon. And I mean, that's like saying, what are you going to do when you leave your job? Hopefully, I'll never have to leave YouTube. I mean, my goal with YouTube is to try and grow it and try and keep the numbers going in the right direction. It's a hard game, I tell you that. And all of a sudden, the numbers become gibberish anyway. Because, if you're doing 10,000 views, 10,000 views is a crazy number. But on the world of YouTube, it's not enough. And sometimes you get the dangling carrot scenario. All of a sudden, one video will explode and get in the algorithm, and it would do, I don't know why I'm holding this still, and it will do like 100,000 views, and the next one does 2. And you're like, what the hell happened? But no, I have no plans to leave YouTube. Obviously, I have the fitness channel, I guess, as it's called now, over here. I've got everything on What Culture Wrestling. And I hope that it continues for as long as possible, and I hope other opportunities come my way as well. I'm that kind of a guy. I just want to keep ticking boxes. Animation fan ties into his name. He says, what is your favorite Disney movie? And my favorite Disney movie would be Aladdin, but also The Emperor's New Groove. This is ADJ Ego Production. Just has another simple question, because he says, what's your favorite color? And my favorite color would be blue. Mostly dark blue. Matthew Peterson says, hey, Simon, hope you're doing good. I would like to know if you're a big Evanescence fan. Well, no. I'm not a big Evanescence fan. I like that song that everybody liked, Bring Me to Life. How does it feel? Was all right. And some of the other songs off Immortal, I believe the album was called, was okay. But again, the fact I'm saying, was this the name of the album, kind of sums up my fandom for Evanescence. Leo says, fan from Brazil over here. Who do you think is going to win the Champions League? I love these questions. They're always so crazy. Gerald, the fitness mascot, can hold the phone. Who do I think is going to win the Champions League? Well, I've actually got a bet on Chelsea to win the Champions League, but that's only because they had crazy odds and Thomas Tuchel came in. And I thought, well, that's an outside shot, even though deep down I don't actually think it's going to happen. If I was going to put all my money, my life savings onto somebody, it would probably be Bayern Munich. I know they're down 3-2 at the moment, I believe, to PSG, and they have to go to Paris to have the game, but I just think they're that damn good, and in a very close second would be Manchester City, because they got to win it eventually, so why not now? Sextooth? Amazing. You can call yourself anything you want on YouTube. I'm going to go with Sextooth. What would even a sextooth be? Have you seen the Snyder cut of Justice League? If so, what did you think of it? I have seen it, and I actually did a review for What Culture, the YouTube channel. I thought it was very good, but I also thought it was a mess, because it was always going to be a mess, because the original was a mess, and we were just building on a mess. You know, like if I try and build a table and it's crap, then I put a nice cloth over the top of it. You still know underneath there's a stupid rubbish table. But no, I thought it was far better. I thought the ending scenes, the big battle at the end of the movie was not excellent, but much better compared to the first one. Everything with Superman was better. Cyborg was night and day. Absolutely, great stuff. And Darkseid the baddie, I think I was a little bit too harsh on it in my review. I went back and watched clips from the original, and I was like, oh my gosh, it is far better. And he does have more of a motive to what he's doing. I think the DC were always going to be in trouble with their baddie because Thanos is so good and Thanos has so much depth to him to try and recreate that. I'm amazed that Marvel were able to do it in their cinematic universe, so it was always going to be a struggle for DC. But look, I think the key is, and I don't believe they're going to do this, I would now be intrigued to see what Snyder wanted to do with the rest of his plans. I don't think that this cut is going to make enough money to justify Warner Brothers to actually finance it, but it got me intrigued. And that's all entertainment needs to do. So it was good. Tanith says, could you pass the SAS fitness test? Come on. I mean, are you kidding me? Absolutely not. Infinite Asim says, I'd love to know your favorite Metallica song or top 3 in no specific order, because I definitely couldn't pick just one if someone asked me. Take care and keep up the good work. It changes every single day. So right now, if I was going to pick 3, it would be 1. 1 is usually in my top 3, but honestly, sometimes Dies Eve can pop in there. It would be 1. It would be Master of Puppets. These are boring answers, so I will throw a random one in there, and I will say My Friend of Misery, which I believe is a track that doesn't get enough love. But honestly, for people that don't know, I'm a massive Metallica fan, like weird and obsessive. I think they're the best, and I don't really think they have a bad song. Even on Load, there's some bad songs on Load. I still like them. I still find a way to get something out of them. And I believe that Saint Anger was ahead of its time. And I get annoyed when people say that Lars Ulrich isn't a good drummer. He brings so much more to that band than just the drums. Bradley says, after you fight Sami Callihan, which big-time wrestler would you love to fight next? Yes, it is a year to the day when I was meant to be fighting Sami Callihan in America for WrestleMania 36 weekend in a hardcore death match. What cult of death match didn't happen because of the pandemic. So hopefully it will go down again and you'll be the first to know. But anybody, I mean, imagine being in the ring, especially after you've done a bunch of indie dates or whatever, and looking across said ring and seeing a wrestler that you recognize from TV. That would blow your mind. I mean, if I could pick anyone, you would pick Roman Reigns. I always say that because it means you're smashing it in WWE, or Cody Rhodes, because then you're smashing it in AEW. But anybody like that, it'd be awesome if you could do it from someone from your past, like a Hacksaw Jim Duggan. I'm pretty sure he's probably too old now. But a Hacksaw Jim Duggan or someone like that where you could really be like, what the hell's going on? I saw a match between Marty Jannetty and Seth Rollins the other day for a really tiny promotion. There was probably like 20 people watching. And I was like, those are the kind of experiences. Obviously, you want the massive ones, but those little ones are absolutely badass too. Ryan McManus says, how often are you going to do the series on the viewers' transformations submitted? Much love, one of my favorite YouTubers. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, we're going to do a few of them. A bunch of you have sent me your transformations in. Most of the videos are already made, actually. So maybe one a month we'll put it up, and I will be asking for more, and we'll continue to highlight your transformations because it's pretty damn cool. Evan Griffin says, what were your biggest, cringiest mistakes you made in the gym when you began lifting? Well, the easiest one and the obvious one is I just thought you had to eat. I thought you had to eat and eat and eat, and I turned into a big fat guy. Like, I weighed at one point 18.5 stone, and I was not healthy, and I don't think I was particularly happy, and my face was just like a big moon face, a big pie. That's just how you learn. You have to make these mistakes, and it was different nowadays. There's so much more information and so much more advice out there. It is easier to try and make sure you don't fall into those bad patterns, but back then there was like one website. Not that I'm super old, it's just that there was this boom in the fitness industry about 10 years ago, and it continues to get bigger and bigger. But I'm sure I was doing some dumb lifting. I'm sure I was doing bro splits. I'm sure I was loading creatine, although I quickly found out that was absolutely dumb. There are so many things. All the stereotypical things you assume somebody would do at the gym is what I did at the gym, and hopefully I'll never do them again. Evan also says, how many times do you get confused with Johnny Sins, and or how much do you wish you were Johnny Sins? Well, I don't wish I was Johnny Sins at all, although I do look forward to the day where I hope I can do some kind of collaboration video with him and my channel absolutely explodes. I generally get called Johnny Sins between the comments and social media about 100 times a day. And that's it. Boom. Thank you very much for your questions this week. Apologies, it's a little shorter than it usually is, but again, I have to go fix computers now, and it makes me very sad. But as always, if you do want to answer your question or have your question asked, go onto the community feed around about the first week of the month, and I'll always put a post up there, and I will get through as many as I can. Otherwise, please do like the video, share the video, and subscribe. I got a bell right there, notification bell, so you know when other videos are going live. Another video right there, give it a click. Instagram and Twitter is at SimonMiller316, patreon.com/SimonMiller316. Merchandise is simon.bigcartel.com. But otherwise, thank you for watching as always, and I'll see you on the next one.